The Audacious is a tier 10 British aircraft carrier and one of the free tier 10 ships available to pick from the Christmas event. Let me tell you up front. In a tier list of the currently available tier 10 aircraft carriers in the game, Audacious is at the bottom of the pack. How convenient to get the carrier that underperforms the most in the game as a free ship. Who'd have thunk? This isn't to say she doesn't have strengths, however, and we'll go down the list of pros. She has some of the highest HP pool of aircraft of her tier, and if properly played, won't have to worry about squadron depletion. Using the Westland Wyverns for all of her squadrons, they fly and perform the same. Her rocket planes however are the ugly duckling. You use her rocket planes at the beginning of the match, spotting as many ships as you can, and bullying the absolute crap out of destroyers, preferably ones without heel. If you fail to spot a DD, your next bet is a cruiser. Preferably a light cruiser, as your rockets only pen 28mm of armor. If you manage to get them isolated, pray for a fire on your first attack, then make sure you let them use their damage control party before going back in. As mentioned before, if you have a full squadron, her HP pool will allow at least 2 attacks on a light cruiser without the FAA. Don't completely waste the rocket plane's potential and attack as many targets as you can, setting fire all along the way. Next are her bombers, her bread and butter. Each attack has the potential of dropping 18 high explosive bombs. Your goal with these bombs should be tick damage, or damage over time. These bombs pen 42mm of armor, and struggle to pen half of the battleships in the game. This means that you mercilessly hunt your own kind, or bully the French. Maybe sprinkle in a few US ships in the mix as well. The plan of attack is to attack once and pray for a fire, then wait for them to DCP, then attack again. If a battleship doesn't know what is A and D keys are and he's going full speed, a good rule of thumb is to let your bombs drop here, where their bow meets the center of the reticle. This should get you the most reliable hits on target. There's enough bombs in payload to drop on DDs wanting to cap, but as always, the bigger the ship, the more consistent damage you get. The Audacious bombers have a sneaky gimmick to utilize against ships with DFAA. On your attack run, right before you are about to hit a hailstorm of flak, simply attack and your planes fly above it all the way to the target, allowing easy drops. Her bombers also slingshot away at mockfuck, getting free of all the AA. There's only a few ships I would recommend staying away from. These are the Russian battleships and the second is the new Pan American battleships. Unless it's near endgame, their AA and armor aren't too much for the bombers. Use torpedo bombers instead. The other is any heavily armored aircraft carrier. This is the furthest thing away from a CV sniper. Next up are her plain Jane torpedo bombers. Her torpedoes are unique in that they converge, allowing you to have the potential to hit all 3 torpedoes on retreating ships. This is where the fun stops however. There are only 3 to attack, which deal, well, whatever damage. The only bright side is that she does more damage than the German torpedoes. They are slow, suck at causing flooding even with all the flags on. And this really sucks because it is wise to run the Special Commander Andrew Cunningham, who, on 4 floods, increases the speed of your ship and aircraft. To maximize your damage output from the torpedo bombers, be vigilant for cross drops and attack lineups. Even if the enemy decides to go bow in, they now face the rest of your team, and you usually get one hit due to the converging torps. Just drop them a bit further back than you usually would. The same tactic applies to torp bombers as the HE bombers. Pray for a flood, and once they DCP, attack again, aiming for the bow or stern of the ship for higher flood chance. Again, the goal is damage over time. to kick the Audacious while it's down. This ship has an abysmal turn speed and ship speed. Every gear and motor on this boat must be rusted through with how little give it has when turning. This is the appeal of the unique upgrade. Is it worth it? At slot 6, no. I prefer the speed of the aircraft. This brings us to the final thing. Move your aircraft carrier. She needs to be closer to the enemy. I prefer concealment mod for this reason. And remember, if you lose, it's your fault, as pointed out by your angry Spanish teammates. Don't take it to heart, however. You're doing the best you can with a ship that struggles with the simple task of turning left. For your upgrades, you take Air Groups Mod 1. Aircraft Engines Mod 1. Your choice of Torpedo upgrades in slot 3. Bomber Mod 1. Concealment upgrade, and finally Flight Control Mod 2. For your captain skills, you take Improved Engine Boost, Improved Engines, Aircraft HP, then Bomber Flight Control. Soon after grab Pyrotechnic for the extra consistency. Then grab Aircraft Armor. Then it's your choice after that. I go Site Stabilization next, and grab Last Grasp as last. Proximity Fuse is a viable alternative, and feel free to get Air Supremacy whenever. Now, hopefully you now have a bit more knowledge of the ship that you picked for free back during Christmas. Now go out there, and get yelled at for playing a CV.